It was a quiet, dreary Sunday afternoon. Mine has well been raining outside.
Fresh beginning, as they say.
All my friends were offline and I had nothing better to do. So I loaded up Rust and found the most recently wiped solo server I could. Once I was loaded in, I did as I always do and I checked my map. Typically I like to build around the harbor or other such coastal monuments.
Interesting.
This server, something had piqued my interest. The harbor had been generated within a bay. Not a BAE, but a BAY. Marking a waypoint on my map, picking up my rock and running as fast as I could, I made my way to the harbor. I was extremely hopeful that I may be the first person there. As you will see, sometimes hopes only lead to disappointment. Now, as I expected, I died almost instantly. But what happened next? What happened next I did not expect. For this will be one of my greatest wipe days ever. Now I know what you may be thinking. Oh, a great wipe day. Inventory full of rockets, 16 AKs, exploited a base weakness, and went deep on a whole clan. But that's not what today's story holds for you. For today's story will be one that all of us can share. I am no Rust god. I cannot make plays. I'm a completely average player just like you. And maybe you've shared a very similar experience to the one you're about to enjoy. And now I present to you the greatest wipe day anybody could have. My main intentions behind living near the harbor is not because of the harbor itself, but rather the water. I have found the water to be one of the most lucrative places to gather scrap without interruption. But as you may have guessed, my first scrap run could not go without interruption. What? As a result of various server lag spikes and rubber banding, the population of the server dropped from 80% capacity to 60. Seeing this as an opportunity, I headed to the harbor with a green card. With the green card, I planned to collect a blue card. With aforementioned blue card in hand, I could head to the airfield armory. But as our story unfolds, you will see I was not the only player with this idea. Upon arrival at the airfield armory, I realized I was not the first player here, nor would I be the last. There was the man at the harbor with the python, the person who got to the armory before me, and the guy I met in the airfield armory tunnels. Myself included, that's at least 4 different players with the exact same idea I had within minutes of each other. Although I do not know what loot the armory had, I feel as though I came out on top. Now you may be thinking the harassment of this snarf is completely unnecessary. He clearly has no loot. But looking back to earlier, this is one of our original enemies. The population on the server is increasing again, and he must have returned after the lag had gone away. Thinking he could be my new neighbor, I was determined to convince him otherwise. Now it was at this point that Snarf had been gone a very long time, and it did not seem his return would be soon. I was getting impatient and hungry. I switched my audio to my external speakers and drove down to the corner store, got a bucket of chicken, and returned about an hour later to find I had not died yet. And in fact, I knew Snarf was still online because he was one of the top candy collectors.
You just let me out, man. We can call it a truce.
Yeah, so if I open this door, you want fire out?
Sorry, what'd you say? I was changing my my headset, my audio. Alright, man, that was grueling. I'll see you later.
I am impressed you stayed that long, my friend.
Dude, I went for chicken, dude.
No fucking way! That's hilarious.
I'm dead serious, man. I went for chicken. GG, man. We'll see you around.
Fuck it up. Cool, see you later, mate. Have fun.
Well played.
Feeling a grand sense of satisfaction after today's accomplishments, I was going through the footage of today's clips. With Rust on my other monitor, I heard exactly what I was waiting for. The special Halloween candy collecting event had started. This trick-or-treating candy collecting was like nothing I'd ever experienced. For I learned a valuable lesson today. We all know the saying, trick or treat. But when it really comes down to it, if you don't get your treat, do you enact the trick? And I guess what I'm trying to say is, even though absolutely zero candy spawned for me, somehow through tricks of my own doing, I was graced with a treat. I want to thank you all for watching today. And if you would like to see some more of my content, please do subscribe. And on your way out, leave an honest rating, like, or dislike. And most of all, I hope you have a good night. Later days.